First of all, I want to welcome everybody that's come to celebrate with us today in this warm Southern California climate. You've come from thousands of miles, some of you tens of miles, but thank you so much for taking part in this and celebrating with Lauren and Boog and supporting them. Let me open with a prayer. Our Father in heaven, I humbly ask you, Lord, that your Spirit and your Son are present with us today. I also ask that you allow the presence of my son to be with us today, to celebrate this marriage and bless Lauren and Boog in the many years together that are before them, enforce in them a love that cannot be broken, provide for them joy and prosperity as they navigate the trials of this world together. We thank you, Father. Andrew, do you have the rings? That's surprising. In this pouch are the rings that Lauren and Boog have chosen that they're going to wear, and they're meant to remind the world that they are married. The continuous circle formed by the rings represents their never-ending love and commitment to each other. Like these rings, their love and commitment cannot be broken. Lauren and Boog, each time you look at these rings, you should be reminded of your commitment to each other. I'm going to bless these rings, and then Andrew will hand them to Robin, Lauren's mother, and she'll too silently bless them and pass them along the first row. Then they'll go throughout the crowd, circulating back and forth, and each of you will have a chance to hold the rings, warm them with your love and your presence, and bless them. And then they'll end up in Kim's hands for the ring ceremony later in the service. Let me start first by blessing them. May these rings be a reminder to you, Lauren, and to you, Boog, of a continuous commitment to love, honor, and respect each other until death does you part. May they remind you of each other's strengths and value forever. Andrew, could you pass the rings? Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce a lifelong friend of the family, Lance Dolson, to do a reading and say some words.
I get one too.
Boog and Lauren have chosen a passage by the author C.S. Lewis. Being in love is a good thing, but it is not the best thing. There are many things below it, but there are also things above it. You cannot make it the basis of a whole life. It is a noble feeling, but it is still a feeling. No feeling can be relied on to last in its full intensity or even to last at all. Knowledge can last, principles can last, habits can last, but feelings come and go. And in fact, whatever people say, the state called being in love usually does not last. If the old fairy tale ending, they lived happily ever after, is taken to mean they felt for the next 50 years exactly as they felt the day before they were married, then it says what probably never was nor ever would be true, and would be highly undesirable if it were. Who could bear to live in that excitement for even 5 years? What would become of your work, your appetite, your sleep, your friendships? But of course, ceasing to be in love need not mean ceasing to love. Love in this second sense, love as distinct from being in love, is not merely a feeling. It is a deep unity, maintained by the will and deliberately strengthened by habit, reinforced by, in Christian marriages, the grace which both partners ask and receive from God. They can have this love for each other, even as those moments when they Do not like each other as you love yourself even when you do not like yourself. They can retain this love even when each would easily, if they allowed themselves, be in love with someone else. Being in love first moved them to promise fidelity. This quieter love enables them to keep the promise. It is on this love that the engine of marriage is run. Being in love was the explosion that started it. So when Boog asked me to say some words, we were actually bowling. And for those that know my wife Janelle and I, Mac, Kim, Janelle, and I, every Christmas night would go bowling. For whatever reason, that was the thing that we did. It was open, and so we would go and we would do it. Mac was a great bowler. Kim was really good. Janelle and I were absolutely horrible. And it really never got any better from there. But Boog, you said, hey, we're going to have this bowling thing. You want to come out and do it? I said, oh, yeah, absolutely. So I tell Janelle, hey, I'm going bowling. And she's like, oh, okay, great. I hope you do well. I said, okay. So we go bowl the first game. I barely break 100, which for me was actually pretty good. And the people I was bowling with were doing better than I was. And I said, okay, whatever. I'll get back to what happened the second game here in a minute. So Janelle and I were at the hospital when Boog was born in Irvine, and we had the pleasure of watching him grow up. One of my fondest early memories was, and there's a bunch of people here from the old Volunteers flag football team, we were playing at a sports park on the corner of Los Alisos and Geronimo, and all of a sudden we hear Kim scream, and we're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Well, there's Boog on the top of this hill, running down. He must have been no more than 2 feet tall, and he was dodging trees, sprinklers, concrete drains, and he made it all the way down. He stayed on his feet, and I was like, we were all just blown away. Like, this kid's got some skill, because there's some adults on this field that couldn't pull that off. So, impressive feat, absolutely. That would be sort of a precursor of great things to come. Another fond memory I have is actually going to Anaheim Stadium and watching the football game and hearing his name announced. And you don't get a lot of that, right? That's a really special thing. And again, sort of a precursor of things to come later in life. I guess the one that is probably the most insane to me is Camden Yards, hitting that shot into Boog Pal's barbecue and seeing it on ESPN. I mean, talk about just an absolute phenomenal, unbelievable thing. I mean, that is really well done. And here we stand today. Congratulations, you guys. I know that was a little bit sketchy early on with the weather. It looks like everything's going to hold up. You look great, friends and family. It's absolutely awesome. I wish your dad was here. I really do. I know I'm not the only one that misses him a lot. I believe he is here in spirit, like he was that day at the bowling alley. Because going back, first game I bowled a 101. Second game I bowled a 242. Six strikes, 4 spares, and started off the third game with 2 strikes. And thankfully time ran out. So, but anyway, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Lance. Yeah, and that was right after Boog had asked him to speak, and all of a sudden this game comes out of nowhere. If you didn't, many of you might have known, but that was Lauren that sang as the bridesmaids entered. And Boog was as surprised as she wanted him to be. That's why he broke up like that. That song was originally recorded by Ruel. It's called I Get to Love You. Lauren, it was beautiful, and what a great way to begin your wedding. The lyrics of that song should be a sweet reminder to you both. And they read like this. One look at you, my whole life falls in line. I prayed for you before I called you mine. Oh, I can't believe it's true. Sometimes I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours. Forever I do. I get to love you. I get to love you. From the time of our creation, our God, who is love, created us to love like that. And to love somebody in that same way, just as the words of that song describe. With a deep, committed, everlasting love. And a love that makes everything in your lives fall in line. God created men and women to be brought together in a sacred union that when completed, it means you would become as one. One person bound together by the sacred cement that we call love. As the song says, you get to love each other. God ordained the union you're about to take part in. It's the most beautiful, most important, and the most sacred of ceremonies that God recognizes. So let God teach you both what true love is. We heard Lance read from C.S. Lewis about love. And we've all heard the love chapter from the Bible read at thousands of weddings. But barely is it explained. And here's the simple meaning of the words. The perfect love described in that passage is love that only the perfect one who is love can provide. We're told that our God is love. Lauren and Boog, when you draw on his power to love, that's when it can be said that Boog is patient, and Boog is kind, and Boog is unselfish, and he's never too proud to forgive. And Lauren, it's when you can say that you're patient and you're kind, and she's also unselfish, not easily angered, and she too will never be too proud to forgive. So remember that our love originates from our Creator. He is perfect love, and to really understand love, you need to know Him and to love Him. That's when you can say to each other with a deep understanding, I get to love you. With that special kind of love, and it's a love that never fails. They've each written sacred vows to each other. And it's time for you to read your vows. There's only one problem. We haven't decided who's going to go first. And so they have a scientific way of making decisions in their marriage. And so they're going to decide who goes first in that scientific way, rock, scissors, peppers.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, whatever it is. That's how scientific I am.
One over one.
Ah!
It's gonna be well.
You go first. You come over here. Just turn it around. You come hold my hand. There you go.
Whew. All right. Thanks for everybody for coming. First of all, can we just take a look at my beautiful bride-to-be? Amazing. You look beautiful. All right. Yeah, I definitely can't say cute because she doesn't like me calling her cute. It's only beautiful or sexy or gorgeous. All right, my love. You are my favorite person in this world. I promise to always take care of you and make you feel appreciated and loved for the amazing woman that you are. I cannot wait to have kids with you, and I pray our daughter one day will hopefully grows up to be just like you. You have my heart, and you have all of me. And I promise I will never use my back scratcher when you are around. Because we both know I love my back scratches, and you love giving them. I promise to always support you and never hold you back from your dreams. From Long Island, Lexington, California, as long as when I'm with you, I'm happy, and home is where you are. And I will forever appreciate your love for me. Thank you for being my best friend and truly showing me what true love feels like.
I just want to kiss him. Woo! Okay. All right, I'm going to need this. I mean, equally impressive. Can we just get a round of applause for the group? Okay. Today is the day. The sun is shining. You know the rest. As we stand here before all of our people, I can't help but think about the night that we met. The night I called dibs. The night I knew that this green-eyed man before me would have an enormous impact on my life in some way. It didn't take me long to fully grasp what that impact would be. The remnants of that impact, though, are still unfolding. To the man who makes me laugh so hard my ribs hurt, the man that puts all of my fears at ease, the man who gives everything he is to whatever he commits to, the man that anticipates my needs before I do, to the man that shone a light in all my dark corners and still says, yeah, that's for me. I can never repay you, but what I can do is promise to love you every time my eyes open in the morning. I gotta look at my numbers. To protect and respect us, our family, and our bond. To cherish who you are now and invest in the man you will become many times over throughout our life. I'll always give you back tickles and help you find things right in front of you. I'll be the one that tries hard at new things while you infuriatingly crush everything the first time. I will always make life an adventure and fun as long as you hold my hand. To face life and all of its highs and lows head on with you. We've been through a lot in our 2.5 years together. I'm so proud of you. Your dad is too. And he will always guide us because he lives in you. I heard this quote recently and it immediately made me think of the love that I want for us. They say love sometimes starts with a spark of fire. And while that may be true, if I was to wish us love, it wouldn't be one that burns. That while powerful and strong, eventually burns out. I wish us a love like a river, full of twists and turns, ebbs and flows, powerful, free, and consistently finding its way back to the sea. So like a river that winds through whatever is in front of the current, that shapes its own banks, that adapts to an ever-changing landscape, maybe with a frequent, passionate campfire. I promise to always find you at our favorite place, the sea. Thank you for choosing me, loving me, and trusting me to be your wife. I love you.
I love you.
Those are beautiful. So just remember when times get tough, and they'll get tough, there'll be tough times. Just remember those words. Fall back on those words. Let them bring you back into alignment. Because those are vows that you wrote from your hearts. And that can never go away. That feeling can never go away. It's there. Always draw on that. Okay. Kim, have you got the rings yet? Where are the rings?
One row back.
They're coming.
They're coming. Okay. Everybody needs to touch those rings. Has everybody had a chance to?
Not yet. We got
One row.
5 more.
Yeah, one more row.
No, I mean everybody in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. the warmth from everyone's hearts are on those rings now. They've gone through everyone that's family that's here. Everyone that's loved and important in their lives is here. Thank you, Kim. Okay, since Boog went first with the vows,
That's only fair.
you go first
Yeah,
with the
it's only
ring.
fair.
Hold on. Wait a second. Lauren, when you look at Boog's ring, look at the solidness, the strength, and let that remind you of his never-ending love and commitment to you, and solidness and strength in his love. Did I drop this?
It's in there. It's just tiny. Hopefully it's in there. So it's still a ring.
Yes, okay. Sorry, I panicked. I was feeling around. Ooh. I could.
I was like,
Oh man. Andrew, did you set me up or what?
I put him in.
And when you look at Lauren's ring, look at the jewels and the, not only think of them not for their value, but something that you'll cherish and something that will never diminish and something that will only appreciate and value. So Lauren, take your ring, put it on Boog's ring finger, or ready to put it on. Look him in the eyes and repeat after me. Let this ring
Let this ring
always be a reminder to
always
you
be a reminder to you
of my love and my commitment
of my love and my commitment
to honor and respect you
to honor and respect you
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
With this ring, I choose you to be my husband.
With this ring, I choose you to be my husband.
Okay, you can slide it on now. Boog. And I want you to do the same. I want you to look her in the eyes and repeat after me. When you look at this ring,
When you look at this ring,
it's a little slower. Let it always be a reminder
let it always be a reminder
of my love and commitment
of my love and commitment
to honor and respect you,
to honor and respect you,
and how much I cherish you,
and how much I truly cherish you,
how valuable you are to me,
how valuable you are to me,
until death do us part.
until death do us apart.
With this ring, I choose you to be my wife.
With this ring, I choose you to be my wife.
You can slide it on. Okay, you both have recited your vows, and with each ring, you have expressed your desire to wed the other. My last question to each of you is, Lauren, is there anything else you choose to say? All the promises you have expressed are true. Boog, is there anything else you want to say? All the promises of love you've expressed, are they true? Then, by the power vested in me by the state of California and the living God, I pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Let me be the first to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Herschel Mack Boog Powell IV.
Nice job, guys.